Hey there, everybody. I am recording this as an update. I have been working on my new novel. Actually, what I'm planning on making my first novel that I will hopefully be able to send out to agents and get published. I have been writing that for a little over a month. I have just passed 14,000 words. It's been coming along very well. I am going to be documenting myself writing as I reach 15,000 words. I'm aiming for 45 to 50,000 as the end goal. That is, I think, the least amount of words you can have and still be considered a novel. This is of course the first draft. I am hoping that I will have finished the second draft by the end of this calendar year. What I did this weekend was I went to a used book sale at one of the public libraries here where I live, and I recommend public library book sales to anyone who wants to pick up a lot of books for a low price. I got a whole bag of 10 books for $10. That's $1 a book. Now, you can't be picky at these sales. It's just the books they're trying to unload. So you're not going to be, you're not going to be finding bestsellers. You're not going to be finding hyped books that everyone's talking about. But if you can find some gems. Like I found this copy of Angela's Ashes. This is a very highly regarded memoir about a young boy growing up in Ireland. It was made into a very acclaimed film in the 90s, I think. I actually don't know very much about this, but last year I read Say Nothing by Patrick Radden Keefe, which is a excellent account of the troubles in the 60s through the 90s in Northern Ireland, and I would really like to learn more about the Irish history. And this, I've heard, is one of the most acclaimed memoirs recently, and I hope this lives up to the hype. So that is Angela's Ashes. Next, I got this book called Star Sign. This is a book I've never heard of that I don't know that much about. It's part of a series of mysteries. It's about this young lady who's a detective, and her family gets involved with the mob in Detroit. I know it's a pretty short book. I'm hoping this will be a nice, fun read. So, Star Sign. This book called Zanzibar Chest. This is another memoir. This is it's about this man's journeys through Africa, through wars in Somalia, through other parts of Africa. I don't know what particular period of history this is. I'm guessing by the picture. I'm gonna say maybe like the 20s, early the 20th century. That was an interesting period. I like learning about colonialism, so we'll give this a try. This seems interesting. So that's Zanzibar's Chest. Next, I have Agent Storm. This is about a man from Denmark who becomes radicalized and joins a band of Islamist terrorists. Apparently, this just sounds wild. I would like to know more about this. Uh, I've been wanting to get a copy of Black Flags: The Rise of ISIS, but I can't find one for a good deal anywhere. But this is in that vein, so this sounds interesting. That's Agent Storm. Next, we have Judenstadt. This is alternate history about post World War II, about Jews the Jews displaced by the Nazis forming their own state in Europe as opposed to in the Middle East. And given what is happening in Gaza right now, this seems, it seems a little, interesting that I just happened to stumble across something like this. Uh, a few years ago, I read The Yiddish Policemen's Union by Michael Chabon. That was about something similar. It's about how the Jews came to Alaska and formed their own state there. So alternate histories are always very interesting. So this is called Judenstaat. Next, I've got a couple of. Next, I've got a couple of thrillers called Nothing More Dangerous and Where They Found Her. This one takes place in the Ozarks about this woman. She's a black woman in a predominantly white working class town, works at a plastic, she runs the books at a plastic factory or something. She goes missing. This is about a infant girl who is found dead. No one knows who she is. No one knows where she came from. So these are also nice, look like nice short reads. I've been finding these kinds of thrillers more interesting recently. I'm not really into like the military or the spy thrillers like Jack Reacher, those kinds of things. I like these I guess personal noir, amateur sleuths. Those are the kinds of things I find interesting. These more like kind of small scale personal stories. There's a book I'm reading right now I'm going to tell you about in a little bit that's like that. So yeah, these two. Let's see what these are like. Hopefully these are some hidden gems. I also got A History of the End of the World. This is about the historical significance of the book of Revelation. And I remember when I was a kid, I was, for some reason, very weirdly fascinated with the book of Revelation and the apocalypse. I'm a part of that generation that grew up watching History Channel as they were leading up to 2012, and they were just pumping out documentaries about the end of the world. And those documentaries, where are they now? What happened? Like, even back then, I remember thinking, after December 2012, where nothing happens, they're not going to be able to air these anymore. So what's going to happen to them? Who knows? The recent book I finished was The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I am going to do a full review video of this one. This is historical fantasy set during the Spanish Inquisition. This young girl is a maid in a wealthy couple's house. She has the ability to perform miracles by singing, and she is also Jewish. She's, one of the Jews who converted, because it was convert or die in the Spanish Inquisition. And this was, I did like this, but there were some... It didn't quite feel as satisfying as it could have. I'll get more into that in my review. I mean, it was a really cool concept, and I think more or less it is well executed, but there were just... And I guess there were just some things about it that I felt were lacking. I don't know, but yeah, it was overall very good. I do like it. It's a very well-designed book. And the book I'm in the middle of reading right now, actually almost done, is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I also have two other books by Grady Hendrix on my shelf, My Best Friend's Exorcism and How to Sell a Haunted House. This is sort of a homage and parody of slasher movies. In this world, the world of this book, all those slasher franchises, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the girls in those, the final girls who survived, they are all real. The things in them really happened, and they were adapted into films. And women who live through these experiences have a support group, but mysterious things start happening. This is another one I'm really enjoying that I will also do a full review of. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. There are some other books I'm reading. I don't know what I'm gonna read after this. Probably, I'm gonna read this. I think I may read the section in Fire and Blood about the Dance of Dragons. Hopefully, I can do that before House of the Dragon comes back for season 2. But or maybe I will read the book while it is airing. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for today. I've been meeting my writing goals mostly, and yeah, I was things were pretty rough with me emotionally, but I feel better now, and I'm gonna, I don't know, do some research for the book I'm writing. But anyway, that's it. Y'all have a good day, and try not to get murdered. .527 words written today. 14,836 words in total. After a little over 30 days, I am gonna make it to 15,000 words tomorrow. This is going really well. I am so proud of myself and so happy with how this is progressing. This is still a first draft. It's still rough. I foresee, many changes to be made in the future, but I am definitely feeling much more confident with this than I have with any other first draft I've ever written. So one of the books I'm reading for research is the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, translation and commentary by Sri Swami Satchidananda. And I'm reading, this is like the philosophical text of yoga. And, I've highlighted a lot of things. This is, these are the actual sutras. This is just commentary. And I've been highlighting quotes. I've been trying to gain an understanding of spiritual philosophies, how spiritual gurus think, because my my book centers around a cult, a New Age cult, and I'm just trying to, get into the mind of someone who is a spiritual seeker, trying to understand some of these concepts, trying to understand how they think, what makes a spiritual person's mind the way it is. And I am also a yoga practitioner myself, so this helps me deepen my practice. So I'm going to read some more of this today, and then later I'm going to do some writing, and I'll tell you guys some more about my book and what's it about. Today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and I can think of no better way to celebrate than by So, today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and I can think of no better way to celebrate than by reaching 15,000 words this morning. This is slightly outside my plan. I was planning on getting 15,000 words a month, and I've been writing for a little over a month, but this is still good. I am gonna reach it this morning, and I don't know if I am going to do any more writing sessions for today, just because sometimes I find that stopping right as I've reached a particular landmark is good, because then I can just percolate, and then in the next writing session it just kind of vomits out of me. But we will see. So yeah, I'm gonna get started right now. 305 words this morning. I am now at 15,143 words. Thank you very much. I do like that cover, though. Look at that cover. What do you think of that?